Leaders don't wait to be chosen. They build the room. If you've been holding back on hosting a retreat because of logistics, budget, or audience size, this is your sign. Your first retreat or small event is the fastest move you can make to go from waiting to leading. In this video, I'll show you why it matters, what's really keeping you stuck, and how to make it doable so that you're not burning out. You might be telling yourself, I'll host a retreat someday. Someday when my audience is bigger. Someday when the budget feels safer. Someday when the right invitation comes along. But the reality is, someday is a constant moving target. There's always another milestone that you think you need before you're ready to take that leap. And the longer you hold back, the more it reinforces that story that you're not ready yet. Meanwhile, the ones who do take that step, they're the ones out there who are moving forward and creating the conversations, even if they have less experience than you. When you keep waiting for an invitation, you're putting your growth in someone else's hands. You're depending on their stage, their approval, their timeline. That's a fragile way to build influence. The alternative is deciding that your stage could be smaller, closer, and more intentional, and still incredibly powerful. Picture this. Instead of chasing after a keynote slot, you invite a couple of your clients to a private dinner. You set the topic, you guide the discussion, you create the environment. That one evening can shift how people see you more than 6 months worth of posting ever will. Or maybe it's a workshop at a local studio for 10 people. Nothing fancy, but everyone leaves that room with confidence, connection, and a memory of you as the one who brought them all together. That's what starts to reposition you, not the size of the room, but the fact that you created it and you led it. And let's be clear, leading the room does not mean that you're shutting down opportunities to speak on other people's stage. What it means is you're no longer waiting for them. You've already shown that you can gather people, set the tone, and deliver value in real time. That changes how clients see you. It also changes how peers and collaborators see you. Because you're no longer just another participant in the industry, you're someone who can actually hold the room. So if you've been caught in that someday loop, this is your permission to step out of it. Choose the size of the room that you can hold now. A dinner table, half day, weekend, whatever feels manageable to you at this moment. The respect you're looking for doesn't come later when everything is perfect. It starts the moment you lead the space that you create. The real shift happens when you decide to stop waiting. No one's going to hand you the mic. The leaders that you admire, they didn't wait for somebody to invite them. They went and built the spaces where their people could gather. And that's exactly what you can do too. Because it's not about the size of the room, it's about the intention behind it. Start with what feels achievable right now. A private dinner with your best clients where you set the conversation. A half-day workshop at a local studio where you guide the group. Or yes, if you're ready, a weekend retreat for 10 people with people who already know, love, and trust you. The point isn't the size of the event, it's the fact that you chose to create it. You set the tone, you led the room. And when people experience you in that context, their perception of you changes. You're no longer just another voice online, you're the one who built the room that they'll remember. And here's the ripple effect. Once you've hosted even one event, you've proven not only to yourself, but your clients that you can hold the role as leader. From there, it gets easier to scale, to expand, and to grow your stage. The mindset shift is simple but powerful. Stop waiting to be invited to someone else's platform. Build your own, even if it's a small dinner table. That's how leaders are made. Once you've decided to host an event, the next stop is turning that idea into something real. And the best way to do that is to break the process into different stages instead of one big, overwhelming project. Stage 1 is vision. Decide the purpose of your event. Is it to build closer relationship with your clients? Is it to position yourself as a go-to leader in your field? Or maybe it's to create an intimate space for you to come together because whatever that topic is just doesn't work as well online. Whatever the answer is, write it down because that purpose becomes your filter for every choice that you make. Stage 2 is structure. Think about the guest journey from start to finish. How are they invited? What happens the moment after they say yes? What does their arrival look like? How is the flow of the agenda? And how does the event end with something for them to take forward with them? When you map it in order, you see where the gaps are and what areas that you need support in. Stage 3 is support. This is where a lot of hosts get stuck because they try and carry all the pieces and the weight on themselves. The reality is, you don't need to be the one building the registration pages, managing vendor check-in, or sending reminder email. Your role is to design the vision and lead the room. The support is what allows you to stay there. That's systems, a trusted partner, or a team member managing the details. When you approach your event in these stages, it shifts from a vague idea that feels overwhelming into a much clearer roadmap. You can see what's yours to own, the vision and the leadership, and what can be delegated or reassigned to someone behind the scenes. That clarity is the difference between an event that drains you and one that positions you as the leader. And this is exactly where I step in. Because once you've mapped out the vision and you know the kind of experience you want to create, the next question is, who's going to run everything in the backstage so that you can stay in your role as leader? And that's what my Elite Event Execution Service is built for. Take the logistics off your plate, the timelines, the registration setup, the guest communication, the speaker and vendor coordination, even the day of flow, so that you can walk into your event knowing that everything is handled. You don't need to be juggling last minute details or checking in with vendors while your guests are arriving. You should be fully present in the room, leading conversations, connecting with your clients, being the one they remember as the person who brought them all together for this connection. And when you bring me on, all of that becomes possible. You bring the vision, I bring the execution. So if you're ready to stop waiting for permission and actually host the event that puts you in charge, the link for more information is down below. Let's build the stage that elevates you as a leader.